Namaskar. To begin with, I would really like to thank Dr. Professor Rajput sir here for inviting me in this esteemed gathering of teachers, gurus, and incidentally, tomorrow is Guru Purnima. We all are here, and I am Major Dr. Ashlesha Tawde, Kelkar. I am not a teacher directly. I am a doctor, a public health specialist, and I'm from armed forces. I work with tribal people, tribal villages, and the schools in those villages for the children in the villages, and that is how I am connected with education. And I'm glad to be a part of this panel. I hope to be a part or play some role, enrich the discussion in some way. I really thank all of you to be here, and I again extend my heartiest congratulations to today's winners, the awardees, and again this august gathering.
Major Dr. Ashlesha, you have already told about the great work, ma'am, which you are doing it. But now, what have been the biggest challenges for you pertaining to the situation of the tribal children?
Thank you, sir, for that question. I see the audience, and yes, there is a fair mix of principals who are coming from larger cities and from smaller towns, and I really appreciate that, because the kind of challenges that we see, feel, face, or even imagine in cities like Mumbai, metros, or even smaller cities are way different than what we actually face on ground when it comes to rural. We talk of a strong nation whether 60% of the population comes from rural background even today, according to statistics. And when we talk of inclusion, we have to take along these students, these teachers, and these schools along with it, along with us. National Education Policy 2020 is implemented everywhere all across the country. But the kind of technology that we're talking about, do they have these access to these technology, or do they have the same kind of? No, we all know that. But the challenge is not that. The challenge is actually much more basic than the technology not being available. The challenge that I have faced, sir, is right from maintaining the children on the roll of the school, having the teacher available for the school. There are schools which run on single teacher. The principal teaches standard 1, goes to standard 2, gives a problem, jumps to standard. There are no 4 classrooms. Sometimes there are just 20 students in a small village. One class, everybody's, and this is not of my parents and grandparents' time that I'm talking. This is today. I see this and I face this. Maintaining teachers in a school is a challenge today. I actually face that challenge because the kind of remuneration that is being given to these primary teachers who are not from the village, they need not be from the village, they are appointed. If they are not compensated to the level, how are we going to have good teachers at that level? When we have good teachers, 0 to or whatever, first foundation to the next primary level and then secondary, the most critical, only then can we have some minds which are conditioned or conducive situation so that they take the technology and the steps which are ahead of them. So having that infrastructure is something which is extremely challenging. That is from education. Me, myself being a doctor, I see that nutrition, hygiene and sanitation, basic awareness regarding these things. And we all know, we are all leaders and opinion leaders here. We all know how much nutrition, health, hygiene, sanitation and things like water matter. In my villages, sir, we had open defecation problem. Open defecation. So, what to do? Every house had a toilet. It's already been given by government. They're not using it. Why? That behavioral change has not come in. Where would it come from? When it is taught in those schools. That is our responsibility as a teacher, but only when the teacher is motivated. And to have that motivation, whatever it takes should be given. The challenge that I have faced is right from this level, that I have to teach the students to brush every day, to wash up every day, simplest of the things.
Correct.
And not just in tribal, the same kind of challenge does exist in slums, in cities as well. I have, as an army officer, I have been in the border villages and I have seen the tribes there. They do not have schools. They do not have houses as well. They have their houses on their backs. Having those children captured for immunization, for good nutrition, and then after that education, and like madam said, life skills, what matters.
What you educate us or guide us for these communities and the young generations when we are working, you are working.
Thank you, sir. Very, very pertinent one. Because many a times we hear about these situations, we know to a certain extent, but then we don't know how to really help. I do get a lot that we would like to offer a donation or this. It's not the money that will help the situation. It is the mind, the motive, the time, that alone will improve the situation. By that I mean, of course money matters, and without that कोई भी चीज नहीं होती, of course. Money, पैसा तो चाहिए, पर enough of money is available. What is not available to improve the situation is motivated minds.
Correct.
People who want to give time. People would like to throw money and get credit that I have probably adopted a school from a particular far-flung village. But that is not what is required. What is required is a good person with good intention who would like to spend his most precious, asset, that is time. Not just teachers, our students can be of great help when we can motivate them to give. जैसे मैडम ने 8 घंटे का हिसाब बताया, I say 1 hour, उसमें n जोड़ दीजिए मैडम. So 1 hour for your nation in one day. राष्ट्र के लिए आप अगर 1 घंटा निकाल सकते हैं आपके दिन का, आपको हर रोज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. 1 घंटा करके आपके 5 घंटे हो जाएंगे 5 वर्किंग डेज के लिए. ऐसा जोड़ लीजिए, तो उस समय का आप विनियोग करिए कम्युनिटी, समाज, राष्ट्र के हित में. अगर हर किसी स्टूडेंट को हम इस लेवल तक मोटिवेट कर सकते हैं, तब वो सबसे बड़ी उपलब्धि होगी. जैसे ये संस्था है और यहाँ पर जो माननीय गण बैठे हैं, I think they are motivated. It is required that sirs, madams, and I see that there is a clear majority of ladies here today. Yes. So we still need that these minds to percolate, to have that thought process, the school of thought to go down to the teachers, the young educators coming in the field, and the same school of thought going to our children. We as teachers, I also am a professor in medical college, so I do belong there. We as teachers do have maximum influence on these ignited minds. It's important to continue to have that spark there. Only then, as the child, the student growing into adult will carry that flame in as an adult. That is the solution according to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.